Hello everyone, I greet in the name of God Almighty. My name is Apostle Silas, and today we have a very interesting video to react to, and this one cut across innocent everyone, but though this one was made by an Islamic ultimate peace, and then he says that first step to get married in Islam. Okay, so we're going to learn the Islamic perspective of what you need to do, the step you need to take, you understand, when you want to get married. So if today happens to be the first time of you checking out my channel, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on my Facebook and Instagram. And if you have any video you want me to react to, don't forget to drop it at the comment section and I'm going to check it out. So guys, before we get on to the video, I'm a theologian and I make this video not to discredit anyone's thought or opinion. This is basically for educational purposes, and I believe that at the end of this video we all are going to learn from this. So let's get down to this video and check this out.
So what do you need to get married religiously? You need a proposal from one side. It can be either from the boy's side or the girl's side. You know, the culture tells you that only the boy's side must propose. Islam tells you either way. You can have a woman who has proposed to marry, no problem. You like someone, you really think they're a good person, or you feel you've come across someone okay, so on, get it official. You see, for as long as it is unofficial, you could be being used. The minute it is official, then by the will of Allah, you are protected by the Bill of Rights. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants us protection. So there is the proposal that comes from one side, number one. Then there is something known as the qabul. The acceptance comes from the other side. In the interim, between these two, the two can get to know one another properly. They can meet each other as many times as possible on condition that it is done within close proximity of a male chaperone or a mahram of the girl or the female. The reason is we don't want someone to con our daughter. We don't want someone to try and show the goodness. We don't want someone to abuse or misuse, or should I say seize perhaps the gullibility of our daughter, and so on. So for that reason, he may come home and he may see her, he may ask her questions and so on in our presence. And when we say presence, close proximity, and he may ask as many questions as he wants and she may do the same. They may then agree or disagree. If they agree, they may want to meet again and again and again. The minute they feel that now we don't want to continue with this, they now break off completely. And it's quite easy because you would not have been attached. The minute there is an attachment, it's quite hard to break up. Then you say, no, you know what, even though I'm not so much for it, but now everything has gone so far, we've already had 3 children, now we'd rather get married. Thereafter, if they do agree to continue, you have an acceptance from the other party. In the presence of a minimum of 2 male witnesses, and you need to have something known as a mahar. A mahar is not a dowry. A mahar is, I like to term it a down payment. You know what's a down payment? That means this is my first amount, the rest are to follow. Mahar is a gift from the groom to the bride. Pure gift. Today, mashallah, if Abdurrahman doesn't mind me making mention of, he had spoken to me earlier, what should we give? I said, well, they need to decide it. He says, well, they are easygoing people. I said, you're lucky. So, mashallah, a gold dinar, a proper gold Nabawi dinar, and 10 silver dirhams have been given as mahar this evening. So it's something very good. It is more symbolic than anything else. It is just to say, look, your responsibility of food, clothing, accommodation, looking after is now mine. I'm the husband and this is the gift to you. And she does whatever she wants with it. Remember, in Islam, a female has her own ownership and possession, which the husband does not have a right to enter into or to usurp. He can only guide her if she's going wrong. Look, don't spend in this direction. So we ask the Almighty to help us understand the right of the woman in Islam. Then you need to have also the father of the bride giving the bride away. That is the ideal situation that should be happening. And this evening, inshallah, we will be witnessing that. So the father will be the guardian and representative at the same time, known as a wali. Wali giving the bride away. If there is a difficulty or an issue with that, then inshallah you can speak to the ulama. Sometimes, you know, people are deceased, sometimes there is another problem and so on. You speak to the scholars and you try and get an understanding and explanation. Perhaps another person can fit that position. Once that happens, and all this has happened in one sitting, the two are declared married. So there's nothing happening more than that. So today you will hear a question posed to the father of the bride. Do you give your daughter? A question posed thereafter to the groom. Have you accepted this? And he will say yes, and we will make mention of a mahar. Mahar meaning the gift given to the bride. And we will make mention of the witnesses who are witnessing here this evening. No one in particular, but everyone who is seated here. So that is as far as how it goes. Look at how simple it is. I thought the messenger says, when the nikah is ready, when the parties are okay with everything, don't delay. Because the more you delay, the greater the chances of committing adultery with a person you're ready to marry. What's the point? May the Almighty grant us safety and may He protect us at all times. The issue of trust. If you do not trust your spouse, you're wasting your time. Trust comes now. It is built and sowed right now. The seeds of trust are sown right now. So you trust one another, come what may. When you hear an anonymous caller calling you, that is a lie. No matter how true it sounds, it's a lie. Throw it out, you will be happy. The minute you are to entertain someone else and their stories, you are not going to be happy. And the day you break up, they will be laughing. And they will be excited. May the Almighty protect us from mischief makers. And may He make us from those who can help our spouses trust us. There's no point in saying, trust me, but everything you're doing is testing my trust for you. May the Almighty grant us goodness. And this leads us to something else. We need time with one another. Spend maximum time with one another. The Prophet ﷺ says, لِيَسَعْكَ بَيْتُكَ. You want to succeed in life? Spend maximum time at home. Your wife, your children. Subhanallah. Your children. And perhaps your parents and so on. When you're at home, especially after the evening prayer, he says if you do not have something constructive to do, make sure you're at home. Quality time. This means your friends, sorry for looking at you, but your friends become secondary. Your wife becomes primary first. Which means if your friends feel bad, that this guy's now, you know what, he is controlled by his wife, they can keep on uttering those statements for as long as you are happy. This is a fact. You want your marriage to work, your spouse comes number one. Your immediate family, number one. Thereafter, your friends. So if you have 911 from them and from them, you know where to go first, inshallah. May Allah safeguard us and grant us goodness, and may He open our doors. It's something very important. People don't know how to prioritize. You want to go on holiday? Take her with you. You want to get somewhere? Take her with you. And another thing, transparency. Look, they all start with T. We said trust, we said time, now we're talking of transparency. Be transparent as possible. Don't have hidden agendas in the closet. You know, the phone has got 3 locks. Why? First one, in case she gets through. The second one, in case she gets through. The third one, she'll never get through. That brings me to another point. Reassurance of the spouse or to the spouse of your love, verbally and in other ways, is very, very important. Keep on uttering it to them. Keep on, every day, in different ways. Look at them, smile at them, and you utter these words of how much you love them. You make a difference. No point in saying, can't you feel it? Come on, what don't I do for you? That's not good enough. As much as you do for them, you still need to utter the words of love for them. And every day, just like you are engaging in an act of worship, you know, you need to tell them how much you love them in various ways. You know, you need to keep on looking at them, staring at them, how beautiful they are, because you don't want them to feel that coming from someone else than yourself. This is why the Prophet, peace be upon him, says, nikah must be in the masjid, open for everybody to attend. There is no restriction of entry here. Why? Because everyone comes, they can sit and watch, get a reminder, and at the same time they can think to themselves, you know what, I need to resolve my own problems. I need to make myself a person who can learn a lesson from this, go home and say, look, I'm sorry, I'm really, really very sorry. You know, we don't want it like the Imam in the masjid, he said, when you go home, I'm sure you've heard this from me before, you need to make sure you praise the cooking of your wife. She's been working so hard in the kitchen. She's actually been there for so long. And whatever she cooks, when last did you say, wow, what a meal, what a meal. Today I received an email where somebody said, and I'm sure you must have seen it, it's been doing its rounds for a few years. They say the son was watching his father when the mother had burnt the toast. And he came in and he didn't even notice that the toast was burnt. He didn't even notice. He ate it and he said, wow, that was such a lovely meal. And later on, when they were going to sleep, the son goes to the father and says, Dad, do you really like burnt toast? And he uttered a comment, I love burnt toast, you know, this type of toast. Do you really like burnt toast? So the father called his son close. He says, listen, son, Burnt toast doesn't hurt anyone, but what you say from your mouth can be very hurtful. Look at the comment. The burnt toast doesn't hurt anyone. It won't. What you said from your mouth can be very hurtful. So just say, I love it, I like it. But together with that, tolerance. You need to tolerate some differences that you may have. You've been brought up totally different. Different parents, different sometimes countries, cities, likes, dislikes. Whatever is within the limits of the law, you need to try your best to adopt and adjust to it. Whatever is out of line, you need to make it clear, look, this thing here, I'm not happy with it because the Almighty will be displeased if we do it this way. There you are. You've made your lines very clear.
My beloved brothers and sisters, get married, it's sunnah. And don't delay your marriage. Get married as early as possible if you have the capability. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will shower mercy in your marriage. Anyone can give the proposal, both the male or the female. And men should meet with their potential spouse with the attendance of their guardian or parents. And if the man wants to get married, they should prepare their mahar. When you get married, it means you are taking the responsibility of the women. You are taking the responsibility of your wife. Be nice to your wife, be kind to her, be gentle to her. And marriage is not something short term, it's a long term relationship. So appreciate your spouse. And for the males especially, say you love your wife, your spouse, that you love her and she loves to listen it verbally. And show true love to each other. Try to help each other because you are the mirror of each other. You are the cloth of each other. So show the mistakes and appreciate the good things, and it will fulfill each other's deen. Your marriage fulfills half of your deen. So get married and have a happy life. And husband should always appreciate his wife and say good things about the wife. And the wives, they really love it. And the wives, they should respect their husband. They should listen to their commands. They should take care of them and take care of the house. May Allah give us the ability to get married early, to remain married, to stay happy always. And may Allah forgive our shortcomings, and may Allah grant us Jannatul Firdaus al-A'la.
Whoa, that's a very interesting video looking at the steps to get married in according to the Islamic perspective. I think that this is actually, it is not applicable to everyone, but then like things that I didn't know about Islam, that's when it comes to marriages, is when he says that in marriage a man can propose and a woman can propose too. Like hey, wow, seriously, I didn't know this very part, like that a woman can actually propose to a man based on the Islamic destiny. Okay. Oh, I know a lot to say, oh, because you're a Christian, so you can't marry a Muslim. Akhlaq says that, Muslim ladies, what are you waiting for? Apostle Nathan is still single, it's still in the market, so you guys can kind of, you know, propose since your religion permits that. Anyway, a very interesting one. I think that another good part of it, you know, about this Islamic perspective, when it says that women even have right to own possessions. That's whatever that the woman owns, you understand, remain hers. Like, wow, that's nice. Like, seriously, that's nice. I know that for some of us who comes from Africa, you know, our, shall I say, some of our culture and norms may not necessarily support that. Some it does, some it does not, and all that. But then today is just all about Islam, so it's make me to kind of learn a lot. And then he was even saying like, okay, as far as it comes to the marriage, it's just all about what the parent. As far as the parent, maybe the two people, you understand, who want to get married, you understand, are okay with each other, and then they ask for this consent, you understand, from the parent, and then they agree to that, then that's it. Like, it's enough for you to just go ahead and marry and not to waste too much time. And then it actually emphasized on the danger of not getting married in a sense quick as far as you have the person, because the thing is, as far as two are together, before you know it, it gives that danger of committing what should I say, fornication, since they are not married yet. Yeah, fornication. So that's why it's been encouraged that as far as you see the person and you both are okay with each other, then go ahead and marry. Why committing fornication to the person you know that you're going to get married to the person? Why don't you just get married to the person as far as you have the, should I say, the capability, you have the money that you can be able to use to pay for the dowry and all those things, the gift that is needed, well, whatever you know it needs, in a sense, to be able to make the marriage work. So why not you go ahead, in a sense, and do it, rather than, you know, put it in a sense in some danger. But then another thing is, seriously, Mufti Mek says so many things like in this video. If you listen to it, like he mentioned everything, whether you understand, except that some few things that maybe differentiate it from maybe the Christians, but then the rest is more or less what the same thing. The only difference and what I did not know was when a woman can actually propose to a man, and not necessarily that a man has to be the one to propose to her, and then also women also owning possessions. But then aside from that, the rest of it, you know, are just the same thing with how Christians marriages are being conducted. A very interesting one. I hope that a lot of us have learned, you know, as far as this video is concerned. And I know that for some who do not know, you understand, about Islam, at least today, you have known at least something little, you understand, about Islam when it comes to Islamic marriages, for those who have that very intention. The only difference is Islam only says that before you marry a Muslim woman, that you have to accept Islam, which means that you have to take the Shahada first before you can be able to, and become a Muslim before you can be able to marry. But then as far as you have not taken that Shahada, you won't be able to marry. Else otherwise, I could have even married a Muslim woman. But then, well, a very interesting one. I hope that a lot of us have learned in this video, and I want you to kind of drop a comment. Where are you actually commenting from? I want to see it at the comment section. Let's make this, you know, a very lively one. Okay, at least we are learning, right? Yeah, at least we are learning, irrespective of where you come from. At least we are all learning from one another, and all from those religious background. Of course, some could be Jew, Hindu, Christians, Muslims, all are here, right? So let's be learning from one another. God is going to bless us. Or probably, if you are a Hindu, you can decide to drop at the comment section, how is your marriage, this thing, how you do it. If you are a Jew, you can also do the same thing. Yeah, for the Christians, we already know, and then the Muslims. So those ones I do not know, or Buddhists. So you just drop it at the comment section. God is going to bless you as you do so. So this is the end of my video. If you like my reaction, you should like, share, and subscribe. If you have any video you want me to react to, don't forget to drop it at the comment section, and I'm going to check it out. So guys, you remain blessed, and I see you in my next video. Bye bye.